You have entered the 9th month of pregnancy at the end of the 3rd trimester. Congratulations! I was already so excited. I have things to talk about you, help you get rid of some discomforts. I have news about your baby, yes, and in another week he will be ready to be born. If it is 11 twin pregnancy, he is already ready. Weeks is not even a premature baby anymore. There is a feeding tip, a very special tip for this week. So stay with me and I'll cash it out. Hello, I'm Monica Romero. I'm very, very, very happy to have you here with me. I'm a little more excited here today. In the other weeks, this little season finale is coming. I will miss you with me at the same time that I am honored to have this entire journey with you. Thank you for sharing. I know there are girls here who have had difficult pregnancies. I know they have baby rainbow. I know. There is quite an ungrateful for even with all the difficulties they encountered during pregnancy. It is high-risk pregnancy. Sometimes she is lying down. Many are hospitalized. Others are super healthy in all realities, all experiences. And I follow everything through the comments. I'm always watching because I love getting to know a little more of you. And I have a lot of love, a lot of affection. Then I get emotional because there are mothers who tell me that babies move when they hear my voice, and I feel a little godmother to each of these babies. So thank you for letting me take part in this beautiful journey with you. I want to start by talking a little bit about you, right? That wonderful belly. Your little baby, who is already a big baby, is very round, is occupying a good part of your abdomen. And if he's upside down already, he can already start going down. It can start a little bit more relief for you to breathe or even for you to eat because the stomach starts to get a little bit more free. If your baby is still sitting or is transverse, there is still a chance that he will turn over. But he'll probably need a maneuver that not all doctors perform, right? Which is to be able to turn the baby in the belly. But there are also very few cases of babies who are upside down and still manage to return. So yes, the chance for the sitting baby to fit and give the chance for the unfit baby to return. Although it is very, very rare to happen, this chance exists. It is important we remember her at this point in the championship. These prenatal appointments may be closer. Your doctor will want to follow up on how is this ending, the evolutions, the news. There is a lot to observe. And now I have come with a series of questions for you. The first of them is a mortality. Yes, there are 3 maternity suitcases, one for you, one for your baby, one for your companion. I know that not all girls will be able to have a companion, but accompaniment at the time of birth during childbirth is the law. You do have that right. Now I'll be able to stay with you, right? Admitted to the maternity ward or hospital, I'll hope so because it's a help here. Wow. It relieves a lot if it's not your case, all the lists. It's on my Instagram to download. I'll leave the link here too. You just ignore what doesn't fit you, as some girls won't be able to make the maternity ward door, other souvenirs for whatever reasons, okay? I try to be as comprehensive as possible so as not to forget anyone and that everyone is covered within this information. And about the maternity bag, I'll give you an extra tip. Leave it in an easy to grab place near the exit door. It's a good place because right away, if you have a contraction or suddenly, when the stock market bursts, we get so nervous that we don't even remember. And you know what else it has to be? If you have a car, right? Already installed, or at least in the trunk, the baby seat. Most maternity hospitals and hospitals won't let the baby out of the car unless it's in the car seat. The nurse herself takes and often installs the baby in the high chair. So leave the car seat either installed or in the trunk if you have a car at risk of not being discharged from the hospital. One more question. Are you still running our law? At least until today. It allows you to drive until the end of the pregnancy. But your doctor who has followed your pregnancy, he may be able to guide you better because now you may have, in addition to the training contractions, the birth contractions. They can already happen and they happen at intervals and with a short duration, but they already hurt more. and then they get bigger and with the shorter duration between them. And this contraction really makes us unfocused, which increases the risk of accidents. And we don't want that now, no. So please, if you by any chance are starting with contraction, try not to drive, or if you are going to drive only to very close places, no, that puts yourself at risk. And the seatbelt is 100% perfectly safe for pregnant women too. We just have to pay attention to how to fit the seatbelt, which is not on top of the belly, but under the belly is that 3-point belt. You can use it. Not only can you, but you should. Okay, you need to use it. And Cramps came back with everything. I'm going to give you a cramp tip that I don't have in the videos yet, which is when you have the most cramps, right? When you're stretching, have you noticed the time it takes to stretch? So he stretched his leg, calf, dick. Don't stretch yourself no matter how hard it is. Before stretching, try to stretching a massage is what will help you get rid of a little cramps and of course a balanced diet. We already talked about this, right? But regarding cramps, try not to stretch yourself at least at the end of pregnancy, as this tends to improve after childbirth, but until then we end up having an increase in these discomforts, including back pain. We end up having all of this greatly increased, and stretching helps. Yes, it helps a lot to relieve. There are these discomforts, and if back pain is bothering you, a little hot water in the area that is hurting at bath time helps a lot. If you are a mother of twins, you are still pregnant, your babies have not yet been born, just missing a little, your pain should be a little more pronounced, I asked for a massage, a stretching, all this will help you relieve. If you have a prenatal appointment, it is possible that the doctor has already started performing the touch exam. And what is this exam for? It is during this exam that he will see what your cervix is like, to see if he is already having a shortening that we call erasing the cervix. During this erasure, we can release the mucus plug in up to 2 weeks. Labor begins, and he can also see if you are already having dilation. These tests are important to see the risk of premature birth, the progress of labor, and having a little dilation now doesn't mean that labor will start immediately, okay? But your doctor has to evaluate for sure so that you can be very calm. And then you tell me if you already have it, okay? It is normal for us to have energy that comes from I don't know where, and a need to clean, tidy, organize, and we start to solve all the problems that we were unable to solve during the entire pregnancy. In one day, we clean, pack clothes, pack the maternity suitcase, check, see the list, make a checklist. This is called preparing the nest for calving. It's more common than you think. This can happen to you for now, but usually it will happen 3 to 1 day before delivery. Such a huge energy, a huge need to tidy everything up. This can happen because it's our body. Even if it's already talking, get everything ready, now it won't be much longer. This means that labor may be near. So tell me in the comments if you have felt this energy or if you haven't felt it yet. And when you comment, leave a like on the video for me, which you know I love and is super important here for the channel. And now let's talk about your little one who entered the 9th month. Is your baby already in the 9th month of gestation? Our Lady passed quickly, flew by. I still can't believe you've ever gotten here. Oh, that's delicious. I'm out, so let's go. Your baby is measuring about 46 centimeters, considering the little legs. And weighing around 2 kilos and 800 green. It's an average weight gain of 200 to 300 green per week. And this week he can gain up to 30 green per day. He's greedy, isn't he? And if he's already given that snack, he's cleared his stomach. You must be hungry as a lion too. If your baby is born now, he probably, but very likely won't need help breathing. He may have a little more difficulty regulating his body temperature and sucking. He may need some extra stimulation to be able to nurse. If you are pregnant with twins, your babies are slightly different in weight, even though they are about the same size. They weigh on average 100 to 300 grams or less. And the more babies you have in your belly, the greater this weight difference will be. Since there is not much room for him, he ends up gaining weight. Now, at a slower speed, the baby's gums are finally firmer. preparing for the baby teeth to start coming in a few months. Your baby is all tight inside the uterus, so if he's already cephalic, right? With his little head down, he can only turn around on his own axis. It is very difficult for him to disengage at this point in the championship because of the woman's anatomy. You can see the head ends up going in a little bit more, but he still manages to turn. And some women can even identify which limb is stretching out on the belly, whether it's a hand, whether it's a foot. I never did. But there are women who can identify. If your baby is sitting up, the chances of him not being able to turn over are not good, see? But some doctors can do some maneuvers that help, and of course some exercises can help, like Pilates. Some doulas also practice some exercises that can help, but you will hardly be able to make sure that he turns because the space is very small. Remembering that the transverse position would be an indication for a cesarean section, okay? It is possible to give birth with the baby sitting, but it also requires some special care, some special conditions, and not all doctors perform. And finally, because of all this extra foot he is gaining, these little cheeks are already fuller. They are already forming dimples in his hand. It's different from us. It stays on top of them. It stays inside. And the hottest thing, what about those little tube feet we love? Congratulations, your baby. You look beautiful in my feeding tip like your little baby, right? 96% pregnant. Management with the baby turning around, already fitting in. There is a release from the stomach and we are hungrier. Only I don't want you to lose your hand now at the end of the pregnancy, do you? So here, Vitinho, from here, some snacks that are healthier so you can control that voracious appetite you must be. Cereal bars, fruits, vegetables, green vegetables help a lot to satisfy hunger. The banana takes away a little of our despair for sweets, not for me, okay? When I want chocolate, for me it is non-negotiable, but bananas help us satisfy our hunger a little. Another delicious and healthy snack is yogurt. You can mix a little cereal too, it's super tasty. Whole wheat bread, just be careful with the cheese, okay? The cheese must always be pasteurized to avoid any risk of contamination, poisoning during the championship. And my tip of the week is special for mothers who already have children. Have you prepared your eldest child for the arrival of your youngest? Not to prepare this child. You don't have to keep talking, but you need to explain that someone will arrive who doesn't know how to speak yet, who doesn't know how to play, who poops and pees in the diaper. There are a lot of things to learn. Cool things with your brother or sister, and that brother can help us invite, but it's not an obligation, okay, that we invite to change diapers together, to take a bath together, but if he doesn't want to, we don't insist, it ends up getting worse. And an important thing is to plan who will stay with your eldest child when you go to have the baby. Sometimes you can stay in hospital for 34 days due to a cesarean section, for example. Who is going to keep this child ready? The more you can maintain your older child's routine, the better it will be for him to adapt with the younger one. So if he goes to the little school, keep the little school. If he takes a walk in the park in the afternoon, keep taking the walk in the park in the afternoon. Maintaining a routine of schedules, sleeping, waking up, bathing, eating, all of this is important for adaptation of the older to the younger. A break in routine can bring a lot of chaos to this child, and he will end up getting irritable and can take it out on his brother, for example. And a precious tip, talk to relatives, people you have more intimacy with, your friends, that when they go to visit, you do not ask the older brother about the younger brother. What does that mean? Imagine that this older brother is receiving someone in the house, and instead of being interested in him, he uses him to talk about the other. It's not cool, is it? He will not feel important. So it is important that we explain to these people that they show interest in the life of the elder, so he will be able to deal with it more naturally. That is, a brother has arrived, but my life continues, my space continues. I continue to be someone in this house. If he starts to feel that he is losing space, it's obvious that jealousy will take over. What about you, Mom, who's afraid you won't be able to share? I had a turbulent experience. Larissa was born, Lucas was 1 year and 6 months old, and I thought I couldn't handle it. And I figured it out. We divide ourselves, we put more activities to do together. We can do it, you will manage it, and you will love your 2 children the same way. The difference is that we pay attention to those who are asking for more, to those who need more, not asking to be verbalized, but asking in a form of need. So we will worry more about those who cry, worry more about those who are sick, worry more about those who are asking for help, and worry more about those who are not asking for help, which we have to teach to ask for help too, right? Sometimes our kids get kind of withdrawn. We have to go there, understand what's going on. And finally, it's a tip that worked for me, okay? When Larissa was born, Lucas was in love with helicopters. We bought a helicopter, and the day I was discharged from maternity hospital, Lucas was at my house. When I arrived, I gave Larissa to Flavio and I brought him the helicopter. I said, look, what did your sister bring you? Lucas was very small. He did not yet understand that he was a little sister himself who had brought him, so he was very small. It worked. Then what happened? He got excited about that helicopter. He was super happy, and sometimes he gets focused there. My sister in attention and the people wanting to see Larissa. He was super happy playing. I stood there playing with him. So my return home to him was super happy that he got a toy, which he found the most, and the attention of his mother, while his father was there with his sister. And then when I went to breastfeed Larissa, Flavio went to play with him. So he keeps getting this attention to this idea of the present. It's not official, not everyone agrees, but for me, it worked what I came here to share with you. I am so glad you let me participate in this important moment of your life. I am so happy to be on this journey of learning with you. I'm so proud of everything you're going through, everything you've been through, everything you've learned, everything you've been interested in. You have all my heart, you have all my gratitude. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like for me. See you in the next video.